study has found that there's been a growing disinterest in farming, especially among young farmers. According to the study, 1 in 5 farmers plan to leave the profession within the next decade. 450 farmers were interviewed in the research. For more on this, let's speak again to Kandas Cloete from the Bureau for Food and Agriculture Policy. Kandas, actually, I just want to know this study, this specific study, do you know, for instance, if this pertains only to South African farmers?
Yes. The study was only done on producers in South Africa and who are landowners.
So what are the reasons that they are giving for wanting to leave?
So many of these farmers find themselves in a position where there's retirement without succession, financial problems, access to dependable labor is a problem for them. Then there's also uncertainty around land reform policy and concerns about rural safety.
So are they wanting to leave and farm in another country, or are they wanting to leave just farming but stay in South Africa and try something else?
So there's a number of options for why they leave, and we didn't specifically explore where they are going next, but we did unpack the reasons for leaving, and some of that is because they just can't see themselves in this rural environment being safe and functioning optimally and profitably. And for others, it's a question of they see the opportunities within agriculture, and yet they think of taking that experience and taking that opportunity somewhere else.
So what does this mean then for our country, which is so rich in terms of the minerals we have, right? To have so many farmers say they'd rather leave, what does it mean for our country then?
So we see that if 20% of producers decide to quit farming and sell their farms in the next 10 years, that brings opportunity for existing producers to expand or for new entrants. So it's rather a question of understanding why they are leaving agriculture as a primary production, as a profession, and then to enable policymakers to understand the reasons that can be addressed in order to assist those who do not actually want to exit, and also those who are entering.
So it's a lot of reasons as bureaucracy and uncertainty when it comes to the land reform issue, etc. Did any of them mention things such as, service delivery, like your roads and infrastructure, which is, where producers, you should be able to travel properly on our roads. And South Africa has also that reputation of our roads actually not being sufficient for farming. Did they give any of that reason?
Yeah, so some of the questions was relating to how they find infrastructure and what bigger challenge is that for them to produce. So infrastructure definitely, and infrastructure not just the roads, but also then the ports and the challenges that goes around the whole value chain are seriously challenging producers in making money to sustain their livelihoods.
Yeah, well, that's very sad in terms of the fact that we still need farmers here to create jobs. But thank you very much for speaking to us here on All Angles. That was Kandas Cloete. She's from the Bureau for Food and Agriculture Policy.